Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you guys my Cardfight Vanguard Columbus Regional review video. This was the second time that I've gone to a Cardfight Regional since I started. My first one was the Indianapolis Regional, and I thought I'd just give you guys an updated report on how I did at the Columbus Regional. Now, this was a team league event, so I went with two of my friends, Anthony and Nick, to this regional. It was actually a pretty decently sized regional. There were 26 teams in total. I think the biggest thing that people, were just getting ready for standard, and this was a G format tournament, so a lot of people, were just basically saying, I'll wait till standard until the next tournament comes around. I ended up playing Overlord for the tournament, and my two teammates, Anthony used Dark Regulars, and Nick used Nubatama. We actually did pretty well. Our final record was 2-2. I actually went 3-1 with my games. Played against, I actually played Nova Grappler Locke during my first game. Basically used the standard Overlord deck with the Purge and Destiny. Just wanted to go out with a bang, since I think the next tournaments, obviously, that we'll be playing with will either be premium or standard format with the new cards. So it was nice to say just a, like a goodbye. And this is actually, I think, the last G format regional for this season in America. So pretty happy to have gone to at least one of them in the end. But like I said before, my first game was against Nova Grappler Locke. No grade 2s, nothing higher than grade 2s. He had like barely a stride zone, so that was a big indicator for me. Had Brutal Jack on his Vanguard, but was easy, to just use the Destiny to retire his rear guards, and he just couldn't keep consistency until the end. Game 2, I played against Luard, and he just couldn't get on to the proper Luard, so that was difficult for him, but just pushed pressure-wise with the Ace to go for game against him. Game 3, I played against Great Nature, and actually same scenario, and he just couldn't pay the cost for stride on his first grade 3 ride, so that was pretty big for him, and then I just took advantage of that. My biggest fear with him was that I had no perfect guard in my hand when I went after my second stride. I only had 2 G Guardians, and that he was going to go into Zoa, and I wouldn't be able to guard against it. But then he said they only had 1 Zoa in his group of friends, and it went to the one friend that was using Neo Nectar, so he didn't have Zoa. Otherwise, I would have probably not been able to guard that attack and lost that game. But game 4 was actually my first and only loss of the event. I played against Shiranui, and Renee was just too much pressure for me, and I ended up losing the game. Just calling cards from my hand to field and attacking cost me too much of my resources. Plus, I couldn't ride on the Destiny. I had to go into the Legend, so that cost me with some retire effects that I could have been benefiting from, and took the game loss there. And that was the last round. They didn't have too many side events. They had the demo decks that you could try out, and they were also giving them away too, which we'll get to in a second with the stuff that I got from the regional. The big one was the demo decks. Ended up picking up 2 of these. They were giving out 1 for each player who entered, and then they had a coupon you can purchase at the event, which would get you the other one, which is cool because I saw a lot of different people going into the event and the actual Vanguard booth, and not playing in the tournament, but just picking up the deck, kind of seemed like a new game to them, which is what Standard basically is, reintroducing the game as a whole new game. So saw a lot of people just pick it up, and that's cool to always see people taking interest in the game. Got 2 of the Kagero ones, which is weird. They passed out the Kagero ones as the majority one to new players and whatnot, and they saved all the Royal Paladin ones for the ones that wanted to play in the side events using those decks to play against each other. So kind of bad for those who wanted the Royal decks, but I'm a fan of Kagero, so I am glad that I got these for sure. And with all the entries, we also got the Neon Messiah Orion as our promo for entering, so pretty happy there. And another big thing that I was happy to get, which I can't show the full mat on the camera, let me show it here. Zoom out a little bit if I can, just to show the full mat. This is the basically the the Chrono and the Kazuma playmat. Full size too, so I was very, very happy about that. Just to go there, totally worth it, just to get the playmat all together. So You know, if you didn't top and get the Zeroth playmat, you obviously got the that playmat, which definitely worth it. Each player was able to get one, which was awesome as well. Not too many vendors were buying Vanguard. Sold some, then just used it to, you know, buy other product as well. Picked up some Pacifica cards. I wanted to get as many Pacifica SPs for my girlfriend as I could, but sadly these were the only things I was able to walk away from the event for her, but still she was happy to get those. And they were also giving out the, you know, project books for the new Vanguard series coming out, so I thought that was pretty cool. Got 2 because they also gave those out to the new players who got the demo decks as well. Same with the Bushiroad newsletter that everyone got. And the last thing they gave when the boxes were the lanyards for Bushiroad, which I always like collecting these from the events as well, just to hold on to. And they also gave out double deck boxes, which are the Geese ones for the players, which is pretty nice. It holds 2 decks in it, so can't go wrong there. They actually passed out 2 in each tote, which they gave us instead of like plastic bags, which they did at the Indianapolis Regional. They gave us tote bags that say Springfest on them, so made it carrying around the stuff around the actual exhibits themselves easier, since we didn't have to hold a plastic bag or anything like that. They held together until, you know, the event was over. But all in all, fun. I was happy, you know, to end G format in a very nice way. A lot of nice players there as well. So in the end, definitely glad I went. It was a couple-hour drive, but totally worth it, even if we didn't, you know, make the top 8. I think my team finished, if I didn't say already, in 15th place out of 27, which, you know, we could have did better, but that's what standard will be for and what we'll have to look forward to, definitely. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little video of mine. Once again, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And until next time, Kira Qualia out.